Okay, so I guess it's Relationships Friday. So this is communication and compromise. So for me, what I need you to understand is when you're in a relationship, communication is the key to unlocking so much stuff in that relationship. Because when you can express to your partner how you're truly feeling, and they sit back, they listen to you, and they allow you just the space to say how you feel without getting defensive, it's a skill. It is. It's an absolute skill. I'm better at it. It's like a muscle. I'm better at it now than I was probably a year ago. Probably about a year ago. And the funny thing is, you would think that I was bad at it from people telling me how they feel. No, I could do that with my eyes closed because I'm a counselor. So in being a counselor, I just take the girlfriend, the wife hat, the mom hat off for the most part. There's a line where it gets to be like, all right, now you're fucking with me. You understand? But I do my best not to get to that line, and I put on the hat of counselor. You know, I'm your counselor, so I really want to know and understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, because I've learned that how you feel the majority of the time has nothing to do with me. And that's what I've learned by listening to people when people are like, I have a problem with you. People very rarely come to me, especially now, and tell me, Keisha, I don't like that you do this, this, and that. It's very rare that people ill-treat me now, because it's kind of like I'll sit there and I'll show the mirror to you that you're trying to put on me. Once I learned that you can use people to stay in a low vibrational state when they're really not really doing anything except living life, and you have triggers because you haven't dealt with or cleared out with energy clearing, and energy clearing, you haven't cleared out your past traumas from when you were a kid. That has nothing to do with me. You understand? If me telling you, no, I don't want to do this right now, triggers you, and you're like, oh, this is ridiculous and all this stuff, I'm just going to sit there and look at you and I'm like, what part is ridiculous? The part that I don't want to do it and I'm a person? Or it's like, what part do you want? Please make me understand. You know, granted, that seemed kind of aggressive when I said it. I usually don't say it like that unless you come to me aggressive. If you come to me aggressive and you're like, blah, 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 I'd be like, first of all, everybody breathe. Everybody who knows me knows I say that all the time. Okay, everybody stop. Because it's like, we gotta stop. Everybody stop. Everybody calm down. Because obviously everybody's up here and I need everybody over here. So what is going on? And that's when the counselor hat goes on. You know, but a lot of people are not like that. So the challenge that I'm working on now is saying how I feel. That's where I am now. There goes the hat. Like, I gotta go ahead. Yeah. Ooh, food. Yes. Yay. I'm so excited. So, I'm having me steak and eggs. So, I'm excited. I don't edit my videos, so this is going to be in, and you're going to see this is what it's like to be at my house. So, I tell you all the time, watching my videos is just like hanging out with me at my house. So, this is the studio, and you're hanging out with me at the studio, and things like this happen at the studio. But yeah, so what I need, this is why I cut it into shorts, people. This is why I cut it into shorts. But if you're still watching it, you're an ace. You're an ace in my book, buddy. Mwah, you're an ace in my book. My issue or not issue. I would hate using issue because it's not an issue, it's a challenge. The challenge I have right now is expressing how I feel, not receiving how other people feel and processing it. I could do that with my eyes closed, but actually saying what makes me uncomfortable, like what makes me feel funny. I'm like, I don't like that. That makes me feel funny. And having enough space with the people or person that I'm talking to, that they give me the same grace that I give other people. But I need to have my match, because that person also has to be a counselor. That's the part that I was talking about in my other video. You have to have a match. So that's why I don't tell everyone how I feel. I allow people just to be like, all right, whatever. And I just won't hang out with you in that aspect. Or I'll, if I'll say something, I'm not going to tell you in depth why it bothers me. And I don't get to really process it and figure it out with that person, because that person really doesn't care. They just don't. They're just mad that you're telling them that they're doing something that you don't like that they're doing. Leave me alone. I have a slight accent, So it's like, I need a counselor. I need another. This is for someone specific. You are in a romantic relationship with a person. I don't know how this turns into spirit speaks, but it is. You're in a romantic relationship with a person, right? And you are explaining to that person over and over again why it bothers you, why it doesn't work, but you are not going into depth as into what trauma do you have that you haven't addressed, that needs to be addressed. And comes a person like me who's an energy healer, come in and clear that out. We got to muscle test and clear that out. You understand? Because what happens is you are with that person, but they're not a counselor. You understand? They're not a person who can detach from the fact that you're saying that they're causing you pain. Because the minute someone hears you say, oh, you're causing me pain, people automatically get defensive. I've watched it. I've watched people automatically get defensive because they're like, what do you mean? I'm great. No. Are you saying it's my fault? No, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying that this is how I feel. This is how I feel when this happens, when you talk like this, or you say this, when you do this or whatever, it makes me feel funny. It makes me feel like you don't want me, and it's like when you have someone like me or someone who's a match to that, they'll be like, well, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? And the first thing I would be like, let's muscle test to see if that's something that's trapped that we need to clear out, because it might just be residue from a last relationship. You may not like something that your partner does, but it's not them that you really need, that you're having the issue with. You're having the issue with your past relationship, because she did this when she did this, she wasn't nice to me, and it hurt me. And you're doing the same thing, and it's going to do the same thing. Not to mistake patterns and programs. That's something completely different. I'm not talking about patterns and programs. Like, patterns and programs is, if you haven't done the healing work, you are going to continually repeat that program. I've done it wholeheartedly. You're going to keep getting that narcissist. 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 They're going to switch forms. They're going to switch genders. They're going to switch roles. They're going to switch colors. They're going to switch everything. but you are getting that because it's a program that you have to rewrite and recode. Does that make sense? That's also for someone specific. You have to rewrite that program. If you keep like, yo, why do I attract these people? You attract those people because you are running a program. You need to either find whatever it is that's in your system that needs to be energetically wiped out, or you need to make better choices because you're complaining that you keep having this person, but you keep calling in that same person. I've done it. So there's no judgment-free zone because I've done it. That's how I can teach it. Everything that I've taught you or teach you, I've either gone through it, is going through it, or like, that's pretty much it. It's either I've gone through it or I'm going through it, and I learned from it. I learned from it. I made a deck because of it. That's where my decks come from. My decks and my books, they're mine. They're mine. They're mine. It's not like something like, oh, one day I'm like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? No, I use my clearing books. I use my clearing charts. I use these things. I use these are my things that I share with you. I wanted to get to know someone really badly. I made a card deck. Yeah, and I said to get to know that person. I want to be able to please my partner in both sexually and emotionally. So I made a card deck where you learn how to touch them. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's about what turns you on. It's really cool. But yeah, I digress. But these are the tools that I use. Like all these tools, I use them. So that's why I know what you're going through. So never think that I'm up here on a soapbox judging you. Nah, I'm in the trenches with you going, it's this way. It's this way. I've been through this. It's this way. That's what I am. I'm more of a lighthouse than a soapbox, So, yeah. I'm about to eat because I'm hungry. But I need you to understand that you are here too. How you feel is important. You have to make sure you have the right partner so you can divulge, because you're divulging something. You're divulging your inner feelings. And if you do not have a partner or a friend that you can divulge that to and be safe with it, that's not the person for you. It's not the person for you. I don't tell everybody how I'm feeling. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Or yeah, today was a good day. Okay, yeah, and I move on. Yeah, and I move on. I save the in-depth stuff for people who can handle it, who can bring me a level of understanding. May not always be comfort. It may not always be comfort, because I know a lot of times I talk to people or I counsel my clients and I'm not bringing them comfort. I'm showing them them. I'm showing you. I'm showing you what is going on with you. And a lot of people don't want to face it. People rather be in pain. And that's something that I have had to come to grips with for the past year and a half. People rather deal with pain and clean out and heal the trauma that they have. And that to me is astounding. It is astounding. Not me. The minute I have a piece of pain, I'm like, oh, what is that? I was like, clear it. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out what it is so we can get past it. I don't like pain. I'm not a big pain type of person. I don't like pain. So for me, I need to find out what it is. But a lot of people don't. They rather just deal with it. So if you have a partner that you can't really talk to and be like, hey, I don't like this, and you have to shrink and eat it and not voice your opinion, that's not the best person for you. It's not. You need to be with someone where you can be you. You can love, laugh, take your cape off, have a safe place to lay your head. You know, someone who just kind of sees you as a person and allows you the space to be like, hey, this bothered me. And then they help you unpack it. That's it. All right. Stay out, stay blessed. I love you guys. Deuces. And I'm out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.